Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Today's tutorial is for this super cute little Easter bunny. So let's go ahead and get started with some materials. So first up, we're going to need some green worsted weight yarn, white worsted weight yarn, and some orange worsted weight yarn. You'll also need a pink ribbon bow for his bow tie, some 6mm safety eyes, a white cotton pom-pom or puff ball, a tapestry needle. You'll need some fiber fill stuffing for the rabbit and his carrot, and a 4mm crochet hook naturally to crochet, a pair of scissors, and then last but not least, a hot glue gun. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with his head and body. So we'll start by making a magic loop, and then we're going to place 6 single crochet stitches inside of the magic loop. Pull the tail tightly to cinch that closed, and we're ready for round 2. So we're going to put 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch. Okay, for round 3, we're going to start by marking our first stitch. So placing 1 single crochet, marking it, and then an increase in the next stitch. And we'll repeat that pattern all the way around until we reach that stitch marker. For round 4, we're going to continue increasing by placing 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Don't forget to put your marker in. And then an increase in that 3rd stitch. So we'll repeat that pattern of 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase all the way around. Alright, so for rounds 5 through 9, all we're going to be doing is putting 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch. So I like to use a stitch counter to mark my rounds. We're going to go around and around for 5 rounds total. Alright, I'm wrapping up round 9 here, moving on to round 10. I'm going to start decreasing. So I'll start by putting 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then decreasing by single crocheting 2 together. Again, repeat that all the way around. Round 11 is a lot like round 10, but instead of 2, we're just going to put 1 single crochet and then decrease in the next. Continue that pattern all the way around. Alright, I'm wrapping up round 11. So we're going to pull our last stitch up so that we can attach our safety eyes. This keeps our work from coming undone. Alright, so starting from a magic loop, we're going to count down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, and between the 7th and the 8th round, place our first eye. Then, grabbing our second eye, we're going to count 4 holes over, 3, 4, and in that 5th stitch, we'll place our second eye. Once you've got those there, we'll go ahead and add the safety eye snaps to the back to secure them. And we're ready to stuff the head. So as I'm stuffing the head, I like to sort of pull the sides apart from each other to widen the head, make it a little flatter. I find that it makes it look cuter at the end. Once I do that, I'm going to add just a little bit more stuffing in the space that I created. Alright, we're ready to keep going. Go ahead and reinsert your hook, pull that stitch tight, and then let's finish our last round of decreases. So we're going to single crochet 2 stitches together, a decrease, in each of the remaining 12 stitches. So we'll do that all the way around the bottom of the head. Alright, so we're ready to go to the bottom part of the body. So we're going to be working in the back loop. So each stitch has a back loop and a front loop. Here's the front. We're going to be working in this back loop, and we're going to be placing 4 single crochet in each stitch's back loop. So there's my first one. Let me mark this. I'm going to put 3 more single crochet in that same back loop. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all of the stitches in this round. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to continue putting those stitches, 4 in each, all the way around. Alright, so I'm ready for my next round, round 13. All I'm going to do for this round is place 1 single crochet in each of the stitches from round 12. Alright, for round 14, we're going to be putting the front paws in. So we're going to work around putting single crochets in each stitch until we reach the front of the body where the eyes are. So I've got a little ways to go. I'm going to keep working around. I'll see you on the other side when I reach the eyes. Alright, so I'm just about lined up. I'm going to grab the stitch that lines up with the eye. I'm going to be placing my first bobble stitch in that. So if you'd like to know how I do my bobble stitch paws, I actually have a video tutorial on how to make those. So check the link here in the video if you'd like a refresher on how to make one of those. Alright, so I finished my first bobble stitch paw, and now I'm going to put 1 single crochet in the stitches in between this paw, and where the second paw will go in. So in this 5th stitch here, I'm going to put my second bobble. Now, depending on where you've put your stitches, yours might fall on a different place in your round, depending on where you put your eyes. So if you find that your stitch marker falls on that last stitch where your bobble needed to be, you can simply move it to one side. It doesn't really matter if it's in the exact start of the row, it just kind of gives us a general outline. Alright, for rounds 15 through 17, all we're going to be doing is placing 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. So I'll see you on the other side. Alright, I'm wrapping up round 17. Round 18, we're going to start our decreases. Just like with the head, we'll place 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then decrease by single crocheting 2 stitches together. Like before, repeat that all the way around. Alright, round 19, we're going to put 1 single crochet stitch in the next stitch, and then decrease by single crocheting 2 stitches together. Repeat all the way around. Okay, so we're going to stuff the body here. So draw that last stitch up a little bit, and then grab some fluff and get stuffing. Go ahead and reinsert your hook once you're done stuffing and tighten. And then let's do our last round. So we're going to decrease in all remaining stitches all the way around. Alright, so it's time to fasten off. So we're going to cut a long tail and then take our hook and pull the stitch all the way through, which will tie a little knot. Then we're going to take that tail that we just cut, thread our tapestry needle, and then sew through each of the remaining 6 stitches. Once you've sewn through all 6 stitches, you'll take that tail and you'll pull to cinch them closed. And then we're going to tie a surface knot by looping our yarn on the surface of our work, sewing down into the body and then up through the middle of that loop that we've made. And then holding the loop close to the surface of the work, pull our yarn. Send that excess tail through, and then snip any tail remaining. All right, we're ready to embroider the face on now. So I didn't mention you actually will need some black embroidery thread. I didn't put that in my materials, whoops, but go ahead and thread your tapestry needle with the embroidery thread and tie a knot at the bottom. And then we're going to send our needle up through one of the back loop stitches of the neck and into that second hole from our left eye. And pull your tail really tight so that knot goes into the bunny's head. Then to sew the nose, we're going to go through that next hole to our right and back through the hole we just came up through. And sew 1 and then a second straight stitch. We'll sew one more, but rather than coming up through the hole we came through, we're going to go down to the next row and sew through just to the outside of the left side of the nose. Then we're going to sew a long straight stitch by running our embroidery thread up and just underneath the center of the nose. So send your needle down and then over to the, now it looks like the left side, but it's the right side, about the same height as the other side of the nose. So pull that tight, and then repeat here on the right side by going to that exact same spot, straight down in. This time we're going to come up on the left side, kind of the corner of the mouth. So now we're going to add sort of the corners of the mouth, kind of like a W shape that we're making. It's going to be a really small angled stitch. And then send your needle to the other side to sew the stitch. And then we're going to repeat that same shape here on this side. But we're going to send our needle somewhere to the other side of the head so we can tie a knot and weave in our tail. So go ahead and finish up the mouth. Looks cute. And then we're going to tie a surface knot I like to double my embroidery thread surface knots because the embroidery thread is a little thinner than yarn. So I go through twice rather than once. And then send your remainder through the head. Pull tight to hide the knot inside. And with your scissors, cut both that same tail we just finished with and the one on the knot. Perfect. Mouth is done. Let's move on to the lower paws. All right, so to start with the lower paws, we'll make a magic loop and we're going to place 6 single crochet inside. Pull that magic loop tail to cinch it closed. And then we're going to add 1 single crochet in each of the 6 stitches. All right, we'll finish off by slip stitching to our first stitch of that round and then cutting a long tail. And we're also going to take the tail left over from the magic loop and use that to stuff our lower paw. So kind of just stuff that tail in. It's free stuffing. All right, so that's one paw done, one more to go. Okay, I've got 2 paws, so I'm ready to go ahead and attach them. So we're going to use the tail that we left on each paw. I like to sort of position mine to make sure they look good, make sure that he can stand upright, balanced before I start sewing. But once I'm ready to go, I go ahead and thread my tapestry needle, double check one last time, and then just whip stitch around, going through each stitch on the back paw and into the body. And then once I'm all the way around, I'm going to tie a surface knot and then send the tail in to weave it in. All right, we need to repeat on the other side. All right, I've got both lower paws attached, so now I'm ready to move on to his ears. So to get started, we'll magic loop and then place 6 single crochet inside the magic loop, just like the lower paws. Pull that magic loop tail tight to cinch the round closed, and then for rounds 2 through 4, we're just going to be placing 1 single crochet in each stitch around. The ears are sort of like little tubes. All right, I'm just about done. I'm ready to start my last row. So I'm going to put 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, and then my last stitch will be a decrease. Then I'll cut a long tail and take my hook and pull my loop all the way through to fasten off. Then I'll thread my tapestry needle and sew through the remaining 4 stitches left in the ear. Pull tight to cinch that bottom closed. We've got 1 more ear left that we need to make. All right, so I made a whoops and forgot to hit record, so my bunny already has 1 ear. Fortunately, the ears are attached the same way, so I'll show you how that goes on with the second ear. So we're gonna line our ear up so it's in line with both our eye and then centered in the head. So I like to kind of lock it on with 1 stitch and then going through the bottom, sewing a straight stitch from back to front of the ear, and then whip stitching it on. And you don't need to stitch it on super tight. I actually like that they're a little flexible and wiggly, so I only add 2 stitches. Then we'll secure it in place by tying a surface knot and weaving our tail end in. So I'm done, but you still have 1 ear to attach. So repeat on the other side. Alright, our last step is to make the rabbit's carrot. So this is actually a slightly modified carrot from the pattern for the carrot peeker. So if you like, I'm putting the link to that video in here if you'd like to check that one out. But we'll start by making a magic loop and placing 3 single crochet inside. Not 6, but 3. This makes a really pointy tip, which is kind of important for a carrot. Alright, so pull that tail to cinch it tight, and then try to work tightly into this next stitch because 3 is a little hard to kind of turn on, but we're going to be putting 2 single crochet in each of those 3 stitches all the way around. You have to kind of push the center of the carrot out a little bit. So push it towards you. Alright, so round 3, we're going to put 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. And we'll repeat that all the way around. Okay, we're ready for round 4. So we're going to start by putting 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches and then increasing. And we'll do that all the way around. Okay, so pull that loop a little long, take that magic loop tail and stuff it into the carrot. It's free stuffing. And then just with a little bit of stuffing, gently stuff the rest of the carrot. Go ahead and put your hook back in, tighten that stitch down, and then let's decrease in each stitch all the way around. Kind of have to keep pushing the stuffing down and out of your way while you work. That's totally normal. Alright, slip stitch the first stitch of that decrease round to close, and then we're going to cut a long tail and pull our last stitch all the way through to fasten off. I'm going to have to pick some of the stuffing off. I overstuffed, I think. And then thread our tapestry needle with the tail left over, and then sew through each of those 6 remaining stitches. Whoa, flung my carrot. Once you've sewn through all 6, go ahead and pull to cinch the top of the carrot shut. And then once again, we'll tie a surface knot. But we're not cutting this tail because we're going to use it to sew it on. So send your tail end somewhere down and then maybe about halfway through the carrot, because we're going to need it to attach to our bunny. All right, go ahead and set that aside. All right, last, we'll crochet some leaves for our carrot. So we're going to start by tying a slip knot and then chaining 4 stitches. Once you've chained 4, we're going to put 1 single crochet in the second chain from our hook, another single crochet right after, and then slip stitch to that last one, which is technically our slip knot. Then we're going to chain 4 more stitches. Again, 1 single crochet in the second chain from your hook, 1 more after that, and then a slip stitch in the last stitch. And then to close, we're going to slip stitch the last slip stitch and the first loop of our slip knot together. This is really similar to the leaf that I made for my peach pattern. So go ahead and cut yourself a tail, pull both the slip knot tail and your regular tail through, and pull to tighten both, and we're ready to attach it to the carrot. So go ahead, thread your tapestry needle with the slip knot tail, the short one, first. Send it straight through the carrot. We're just going to get it out of the way and use it to help anchor that leaf on. Then with that long tail, go ahead and thread your tapestry needle, and we're going to whip stitch it on by going through the carrot and then up and over the leaves, back down through the carrot, up through that same hole, and then pull to sort of cinch those leaves on. We're going to repeat that again and then tie a knot rather than going back through. And send that tail in through, and let's cut both the short and the long green tails. Alright, carrot's complete. Let's get some accessories now attached to our bunny here. So we're going to hot glue both the tail and the bow tie on. I buy these pre-made bows, but you can tie some ribbon around your bunny's neck if you'd like. And then hot glue the tail here on the back. Alright, now that those are attached, let's get that carrot attached. So we're going to take our tapestry needle, thread it with the orange tail left over from the carrot, and then hiding all of our stitches underneath the carrot, sew the carrot down to the rabbit's body. Once you get it attached, we're going to once again tie a surface knot, make sure it's hidden underneath the carrot, and then weave that tail end in. And with that last snip, congratulations, you have completed your very own carrot bunny. I'm making plans to add them to Easter baskets for my friends. I actually turned one into a keychain. It's super cute. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I would be overjoyed if you'd maybe consider following my YouTube channel. I have lots of patterns that I'd like to share. So, thanks so much.